Hi, Riccardo. Thank you for being here in my podcast. So we're gonna deep dive into all your professional journey and everything you did in your past experiences, the reasons why you decided to move to Paris, and the field you were actually working in. So I will let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your journey.
Thank you, Janice, for instance, for your opportunity for this opportunity. I'm Riccardo. I'm Italian, and I moved to Paris 2 years ago. In Italy, I did my studies in business administration, and then I did a master in marketing and management. But after this experience, I wanted to find a job, to have the opportunity to find a job in a field where I'm passionate about. So, as like in my youth, I used to be passionate about like streetwear, sneakers, and fashion. I thought, why not going to Paris, since it is probably the best option to open the doors for this field.
Yeah.
So I decided to study abroad and did a master in Paris in fashion and luxury management. And this helped me a lot to like having the possibility to get in touch with the luxury industry, and like also clearing my mind, because actually I didn't have a like an exact idea of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Also because I didn't really know like how this world works.
Works for sure.
But I'm glad I took this decision, because after 1 year of studies, I had the opportunity to find an internship in a company at Berluti, which is a company where the core business is men shoes.
Yeah, from LVMH.
Yeah.
Then, and maybe before deep diving into this experience, as it was related to sneakers, right?
Yeah.
Or the shoes.
Yeah, shoes.
Can you maybe tell us more about like this interest? Like, how did this passion or interest just come?
Like it came naturally when I was young, like through social media, like music, and sports also.
And I think you were also like a soccer
Yeah,
coach.
I played football, and then I used to be a football coach for like young kids.
Yeah.
And like being so close to sports,
Mm.
you see also athletes like really close to brands like Nike, Adidas, and so on. So like sneakers were like it was probably my main passion.
I'm really interested into sneakers as well, but I have no knowledge. So when I see some sneakers with like outstanding and crazy prices, I don't even get it. So, but well, I guess that's the culture.
Yeah, I used to be like very into the sneaker culture.
Yeah.
Like trading shoes with other people, like
Yeah.
camping.
And what makes them so special? Like why is the reason that we can find sneakers that can cost like 1,000 euros or like 500 euros?
Because of their exclusivity. Like, I think that one of the I think that we have to like separate luxury sneakers and like common sneakers, let's say, even though they're not common.
What make them so expensive then?
Because like brands like Nike did like limited release.
Okay.
So you had like just limited pieces, and either you had to like stand out of the shop for like the night before to get your hands on that shoes, or you just like during a raffle, you just being lucky to being selected and having the possibility to buy the shoes. But as they used to be a very limited number of pieces, that's why people really wanted that shoes.
Okay.
And so is kind of the same concept that can be applied to luxury, but because it's like exclusivity and
yeah, sure, they're kind of the same dynamics. And we can see now that some luxury companies have like sneakers line, or that sell sneakers, like such as we have like Chanel, we have Dior, we have Balenciaga,
totally.
and Berluti as well, and then they all have different style. So I guess this is how you combine both your passion and your interest in luxury.
Because also like around 2016, it was probably the like the turning point where sneakers got also really, really close to luxury brands.
Okay.
And so then, of course, luxury brands adapted to the culture.
Yeah, like
Started
the
to-
urban and pop culture.
Yeah.
And so then you moved to Paris, you studied at CSEG, and this is where we met,
Yeah.
as I was your professor for the employability program. And yeah, I remember that you were interested in this field, and all the students had to work on their application forms to like land a job here in Paris. I would say first an internship and after that a job. And so what was maybe your main challenge or the main difficulty for you to start your internship search?
Well, for instance, I had no experience at all
Right.
in
I remember.
like in any kind of business industry,
Right.
because in Italy during my studies I used to be a pizza maker.
For how long?
Like 6 years.
Wow.
So like my main point was not that, I mean, I was not underestimating my my skills, but I just couldn't find any sort of link between what I used to do and what I wanted to do next.
Yeah.
So for me it was really hard to like adapting my CV and like my professional resume
Exactly.
to fit in with what luxury brands
Yes.
right now.
Yeah. And I remember that on your resume, we have like, of course, the main significant information. We have like the contact details category, the past experiences, but they were presented so short. Like when I first saw your resume, it was like a football coach, one line, pizza maker, like maybe 2-3 bullet points. And we didn't mention even the experience you had at Zara. I think it's like sales assistant job for a few months. And yeah, so why did you make that resume at the beginning so short, so concise, not developed? What were your idea here?
Because I thought that it was just not relevant, while maybe like enhancing my studies was more coherent to the luxury.
Yeah, for sure. And so do you remember how we overcome how we overcame that situation?
Yeah,
Or when we worked together? And I think you can describe it.
Yeah, I remember you told me like that what I did, even though it was not related to the industry, but I mean it was something. So
Yes. And well, Riccardo is a real humble guy, because he used to say for years, pizza maker. No, like you own your own company. Like it was your company, right?
no, I mean it was not mine, it was a family business, but since I was there
the only one.
since like 6 years, I was the only one from out of the family.
Exactly. And he was running the business.
Yeah.
Like,
I played an important role, I would say.
Yes, exactly. So I remember that time I said that would be interesting if we really explained what were the different roles and the different tasks, like the merchandising, the marketing campaign to promote some pizzas, of course, how to handle the stock, to manage the ingredients, to make sure that you will sell everything you are ordering from suppliers and so on. And so do you remember the main because after that, the way you did your resume was perfectly developed. Do you remember the main information that you provide in this experience?
Yeah, I mean, I listed like all my tasks in a very like professional way.
Why?
So starting from like the like ingredients, quantity planning, also the marketing campaign, even though it was just maybe like doing one slide from the social media page, but still it was really important. Then also like being able to manage like the peak hours during like during the weekend, especially all by myself, and like trying to provide the best customer experience for my clients. So even though I couldn't find any correlation with luxury industry, I then understood that there's more than few aspects related with the industry, because actually the soft skill that I learned, I mean, really helped me right now in where I work right now to like perform at best.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we focused on the business skills as well, like soft skills and business skills. And especially like to make sure that the different, as I mentioned, like the divisions of a business, like marketing, communication, um, business development as well, commercial. I remember I said like, but what are you doing on a daily basis? When you said pizza maker, and it's like, yeah, but what else are you doing? And then you say, I have to do this. I have to handle with the suppliers. I have to handle the stock management for the ingredients. When I want to sell more product, I have to create some promotion campaign to get more visibility. So I think this is how we could deep dive into this experience. And we also worked on something else. It was like the profile statement. Do you remember? The first one was more about I'm interested into this industry. Yeah. I'm very professional and I'm very result driven. And you talked you talked to us about your passion and aspirations related to sneakers. And I think this is something we did with the profile statement, right?
yeah. We worked on my pitch, and because it was to showcase either my skills and but also especially my passion. Because at the end of the day, like motivation matters a lot.
Yeah.
So we tried to combine both aspects in order to make it like very professional and like convincing.
Definitely. Completely. And this is exactly what we did. We made sure that the past experience you had as a pizza maker with all the different responsibilities you had, because it was for 6 years. So of course you had strong knowledge of the business field related to your interest in fashion and sneakers. We combined them and then you applied to different positions, to different companies. I remember we were going back and forth by email to make sure that we just land a very conventional and formal resume aligned with the market expectations. And then, like boom, you found a job at LVMH.
Yeah.
And then you get hired at Berluti. So how was this end of studies internship, and what was the role also maybe?
So my internship was like product like let's say collection merchandising on men's shoes. Berluti has a strong offer either on formal shoes and informal shoes, so sneakers. And this really allowed me to go really close to the product itself. Because we work with suppliers, with the manufacturing part in Italy, in order to like plan the the new collections in advance, based also on results and performances of collection already on the market. And I really loved this job because it helped me to like improve a lot my product sensibility. And I mean, as it is, like as I said, shoes is one of my biggest passion. It was like super natural to work on that. I mean, it was not even working, I would say. So I was really happy when I landed this job.
Yeah, and I was really happy too because you was not speaking French at that time.
No, not at all.
Right. Yeah. So the daily task, like the corporate environment, was fully in English, or how it was?
No, actually, it was. I mean, one of my manager was Italian, so I got this. I mean, I was lucky to speak with him in Italian, but most of the people were French, and most of the meetings were in French.
So you had to catch.
So I had to adapt and learn quite quickly, at least like listening.
Did you ever face a very challenging task or project where you felt like it was quite hard, as you didn't have any experience in the field? Did you ever face that type of complexity of, oh, there is something that I'm not really sure about because I'm not from the same industry, but I still have to perform?
I mean, I would not say a specific task, but like overall, from time to time, there were like specific times where I struggled more than others, because it was a completely new environment.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I mean, at school you learn a lot, but then like being on the job,
It's a practice.
is a different thing. So yeah, there were times where I struggled more, and
what are the skills maybe you had to stick to, maybe to go beyond and to overcome that challenging environment?
I would say adaptability and agility, because like things in the luxury environment change super quick, like from one day to another. You maybe have a plan, and then the day after, maybe because there is a delay in production or like whatever reason, the day after it completely changed. So you have to adapt. You have to comes out with like a new solution. So I would say that adaptability was one of the the main skills required. And luckily, I would say that my background as pizza maker kind of helped me in this way, because
In what way this experience helped you?
because at the same time, like there are two very like high pace environments.
Yes.
So
And working like in a rush,
yeah,
and still need to respect like the deadline. Sorry. And then you have sometimes maybe another project to work on, and then there is things that delay.
Yeah.
It's always like back and forth, but still being very like
like
efficient, exactly, and
yeah,
very organized.
best performance.
So maybe can you tell us like 2 or 3 main skills we need to perform in this type of environment on this role?
Like multitasking,
Yeah.
resilience,
Yes.
and yeah, again, I would say adaptability.
Okay.
For
Super.
sure.
Super. So after this internship, that was the end after this internship. So you could, of course, graduate from IESEG in the luxury management program. And so you didn't go back to Italy.
No.
You stayed in Paris, and then you secure another role, but this time as a short-term employee, I would say, still in the luxury industry. Can you tell us about the first role you secure in France?
Yeah. So after my internship at Berluti, I didn't want to go back to Italy, because I feel like Paris is the city that has the most to offer.
Yes. In this field, I would say, of course, I won't say the most to offer. Of course, like Paris is considered as like the capital of the fashion, because most of the luxury brands are French. But yeah, it's a very dynamic environment, and you did your studies here, so it made sense that to further
to keep going.
Exactly.
And yeah, after my stage, I land a new position in another LVMH company.
Yes.
As a women leather goods retail merchandiser. And I mean, I was super happy with this, because
Completely different from sneakers to leather goods, and for what?
yeah, I mean, yes, but at the same time, it's kind of related, because both products like are leather goods product. So many dynamics and
Very good.
many aspects are in common between the two categories. So I had the chance to cover this position for like 6 or 7 months now.
Was it the same role or?
So basically, in this the company I'm right now, I started with an internship as a merchandiser on all categories. But like after just 3 or 4 months, they offered me a permanent like temporary contract.
Still significant. And the same role or?
So at first I was focusing. I mean, I was helping like the merchandiser on all categories.
Okay.
And then I narrowed down on only women leather goods.
And what are the main tasks, or what are the main tasks of the merchandiser job?
So basically, you have to ensure that your products perform and sells in the boutique that you are managing. So it is like
But is it related to? I'm asking you those questions to make sure that people who are watching us will understand like the specificity of the merchandising job. Because when we hear merchandising, people think it's about like organizing the boutique with the.
Yeah, I mean, like, to make it short, when a collection is launched, because I was merchandising for the EMEA, Europe and Middle East zone.
Okay.
So when the collection is launched, you like, let's say you buy the pieces from like the central.
Okay.
To like you buy the pieces from the center for your boutique of the area that you're managing. So once you buy the pieces, you have to make sure that the right product is at the right
place
spot,
for the right
at the right
for the
moment.
right client. So it's like an allocation strategy.
Yeah.
So based on the market trends, based on the customer needs, and based on the your boutique and your location, you have to select the right product from the whole collections and the whole lines to make sure that those products would be aligned with the environment.
Because maybe one jacket that sells well in Paris, it doesn't mean that it sells the same in I don't know, London, because there's a different type of client.
And then you were responsible for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, or Asia, right?
Europe and Middle East.
Europe and Middle East. So did you realize, or did you acknowledge specific difference between those two areas in terms of sales, in terms of product, in terms of trends?
I mean, for instance, like, can seems basic, but you have to take into account like weather.
Of course.
Difference in weather, because like the assortment that you will have in Europe is not the same as in Middle East at the same time, because of course there are huge difference in terms of weather.
And are you taking into account the cultural aspect?
Yeah, also because like, for instance, in Middle East, some dresses or like some like top or they don't like to like maybe their arms to be uncovered. So like short, like sleeveless tops works better in Europe, let's say, that maybe Middle East.
So that's very interesting, because we can definitely understand different type of styles, different types of trends. And I think this is the best way when you understand the culture and the needs of the people. It's the best way to respond, I would say, the most efficient way to your clientele.
Yeah. I mean, you have to collect as much as feedback as you can from your boutiques, because at the end of the day, the sales assistant are the ones that got the information from clients. So it's also like a lot of back and forth with them to understand like what clients like the most. And once then there are some dynamics that you kind of master after a while.
Sure.
And some like strategy that comes kind of naturally.
Yeah, sure. And what do you love the most about this job?
You play a central role in selling the product. So you feel like really part of the performance of the company, either in positive or in negative way at the same time.
Then I guess you need to be very like structured, well organized, with a global mindset. Then, as you are going to represent different areas, you need to understand the different type of clientele.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you have a really strong perspective and view on the end market and the client. So it helps a lot to open your mind and develop some concepts.
And if you had to share a message with people who are still searching for the path, or even wants to work in this field, on this role, what would it be? Your advice.
I mean, I would say to go for it, and at the same time give you time, because it's not easy. It's a very competitive industry.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to be in it. So it's not easy. So believe in yourself and being patient at the same time. And
And I guess practicing French, because I know you speak French now worse, but
Yeah, now, now.
would you like to say something in French, like to conclude the podcast?
Bah oui, on peut essayer si tu veux.
Ah, super! Super. Thank you very much, Riccardo. Maybe I will just say some Italian words. So,
Yeah.
grazie mille.
Thank you to Janice for this opportunity, and thanks a lot.
Yes, great. Thanks.